Welcome to this year's discussion forum in Birdcage Walk. I'm not sure how that sounds in a welfare charity, but I think it works. It's fantastic to be here today, an all-in-person event at last. Yes. And it's great to see so many familiar faces and great to see some new ones. So thank you all for attending. Firstly, housekeeping. This statement must be read out prior to commencement of the lecture. For your safety and as part of the health and safety policy of this institution, we are required to tell you what to do in case of an emergency. On hearing the fire alarm, which I understand is unmissable, please leave this hall immediately by the central doors, the door at the back, indicate, and the door to the left of me, indicate. Leave the building immediately by the nearest fire exit, turn left along the pavement where we came in without crossing the road, pass beyond the end of the building, and wait at the bottom of cockpit steps, 3 Birdcage Walk, for further instructions. Thank you. That was the most difficult bit I've had to do today. Our forum exists to support animal welfare professionals to deliberate, learn, and advance animal welfare practice in the UK, whilst held in a comfortable free speech space, and I know you will all respect that today. In the Western world, we do suffer from an inability to reliably distinguish opinion from fact, and I'm sure you're all aware of the drivers for that. Without sounding too much like a popular podcast, we're in an era of populism, polarisation, and post-truth. So one of the delights for me is our forum is a space where facts, informed and reasoned opinion prevail, albeit on contentious issues. So to that end, please share your knowledge and experience. Importantly, challenge your own beliefs to the same critical standard as you would challenge other people's beliefs. Develop ideas from an ethical perspective. Welfare is an evolutionary process. This is our 40th anniversary, and it's only right that we celebrate our achievements. Why? Because I think we have been far too British and reticent about shouting over what we have done to demonstrably further the cause of animal welfare in the UK and to show that investing money into the Animal Welfare Foundation produces a substantive return on investment. When we were founded, animal welfare was not on the veterinary curriculum, nor deemed worthy of much research, so we arose to address that gap. And together with the BVA, we established the world's first chair in animal welfare at Cambridge. I want that to sink in, the world's first chair. A few years later, we established 3 lectureships in animal welfare at Bristol, Liverpool and Glasgow. The recipients worked together to develop a new framework for teaching animal welfare on the veterinary curriculum. The 4-year lectureships became permanent as all 3 universities took them on. How proud does that make us feel? A generation of vets now take this teaching as the norm, whereas old gits like me, it was assumed we might know what welfare was. And I'm really delighted all 4 of those people are here today and we'll be hearing from them later. I do at this stage want to mention the recent awfully sad and untimely deaths of Carl Paget and Peter Ginman. Really a stomach punch. 2 giants in our profession and fervent in their advancement of animal welfare. Padge, as he liked to be known, was chair of the AWF at the time of establishing these lectureships, and Peter was chair of the BVA, then Ethics and Welfare Group. So both were instrumental in getting these lectureships up and running. We are in their debt. Please don't take today's celebration as complacency or job done. If you could only hear our trustees, you know the journey has only just begun. And none of us here are not acutely aware of the sad reality regards animal welfare these days, but throwing our hands up in the air is not an option. We must keep going. The World Organization for Animal Health defines welfare as a complex and multifaceted subject with scientific, ethical, economic, cultural, social, religious, and political dimensions. Not easy to get your mouth around first thing in the morning, but never mind. Our charitable aims fall very much into the scientific category. Welfare is a science and is the basis and should inform the other aspects of animal welfare, whereas maybe today's forum ventures more into the other categories within that definition. And to that end, we're trying a new venture today, our lightning talks. We've always asked for your feedback and we listen to them, and so much of today's programme is a direct result of what you've told us. So please help drive the conversation today. You can stick up your hand and a roving mic will be magically shoved under your nose. Alternatively, if you're uncomfortable talking out loud, then please use Slido. We will tell you how to use Slido at the next session where we'll be using it. And there should be a Wi-Fi code appearing up there. We'll tell you how to use it later. There may be a little shoving along the seats required. Is that okay? Some people at the back, please? On Slido, you can also like questions you agree with, and these will work their way up the list. We'll try to answer as many as possible, and to help this, some of our trustees will act as moderators, in that if many questions are in essence the same issue, then we will try and send the chair just a single version. And of course, Twitter is available to keep the conversation going. Please talk to the other delegates and the AWF team and the trustees. Got red writing on our badges. We are purely reliant on people's generosity regarding funding, so do talk to us if you can help. We have so much to do in the next 40 years. At this stage, I do want to thank all the speakers and chairs, and especially our sponsors for the day. We couldn't exist without you, and we're therefore in your debt. And you may help us achieve a first in our 40 years. We may even break even on this event. Please do involve sponsors in your conversations. Please be patient with the film crew. They're here to record the day. If you don't want to be photographed, sit nearer the back. And we also have a photographer with us, so please either smile sweetly or knowledgeably.